All right, y'all, let's just go ahead and start with some arm swings across our chest. I like to start this way a lot in these classes, mainly because it gives us just some time to sit there and feel our feet nice and even on the ground. So don't get too toesy, don't get on those heels. 3 points of contact, nice and solid. We can check in on our posture as we just kind of get those arms swinging around. So let's go back and up here. As we do this, make sure belly button's drawn in, butt's tight, rib cage is down. We're extending up. As our arms go back, palms should be facing back. As we go up, palms should be facing back again. And we're going to turn these into really big ones. And as you hit those difficult ranges for you, try not to change the shape of that back. Go big ones backwards for a while here. The goal here is really to get those arms burning. So if they start burning, don't worry too much about that. And then we'll go forwards. You can start focusing on keeping that breath into the belly. Okay, we're going to rotate everything from side to side. Then we're going to hinge over. We're almost taking a right-handed golf swing, and then we're going to come back the other way with a left-handed golf swing. So we're just going to swing, getting that lower body involved with the arms. All right, and then we're just going to take a wide stance here. Squeeze those butt cheeks and let's shove your hips forward. We'll just keep rotating them back. So kind of lean back, squeeze your butt cheeks, shove your hips forward. Take your hands, one hand behind the other. As we do it, we're going to lean back with it, but really make sure butt cheeks stay squeezed, belly button stays drawn in. And then we're going to come down, just going to hinge over. We're going to wiggle from side to side. Feel your feet, and let's stay nice and balanced on your feet. So we don't want to get to the insides or the outsides. We don't want your toes coming up. Everything against that ground. And now let's trace some semicircles. So keep your hands as close to the ground as you can, but work them as far away from you as you can. Try and keep that balance on your feet, belly button drawn in. All right, so from here, we're just gonna come up. We're gonna take just a wide squat stance. What I want you to do is just take a wide squat. Feel weight even on your feet. We're gonna come back up. Just work your feet in. We're gonna do another one, so we're gonna get narrower and narrower. We're gonna do about 5 or 6 squats, so work it in until you go with your feet touching, and then we're gonna work our way back out. So just keep working it in, just nice and slow. I'm not rushing anything. Really what I'm doing is from these different positions, giving a little pause at the bottom so I can check in on my balance, making sure I'm doing everything as best I can. What you'll notice is, especially as you move in narrower and narrower, that range of motion gets tougher and tougher. So once you do one, just go as low as you can with those feet together. We're gonna work our way back out. So just a few narrow before you get back to your normal squat stance. Feel your feet, don't rush anything here. Coming up. Then we should be getting close to that really, really wide one. So let's go ahead and try and get caught up there, going with our widest squat. And then we'll come up. As you're kind of waiting for people to finish, we'll go right back to the same thing. So squeeze your butt cheeks, shove those hips forward as we wait for people to catch up here. Okay, now draw that belly button in, and we're gonna take your left hand, touch your right toe, and then come back up. So we're keeping those legs, they don't have to be completely straight, but we do want to get that rotation, but also feel that kind of hamstring stretch. So make sure that belly button stays in. As you go to one side, make sure those toes stay down against the ground and the heel stays down against the ground. When we return up, butt cheeks are squeezed. So we just kind of go back and forth here. Okay, now we're gonna take a partial wide squat, and then let's just act like we're in 2 dimensions, and let's just go kind of as high up as you can and over to the side. Breathe, you should feel a big side stretch here. Breathe into that side. We'll go to the other side. Big side stretch. Feel your feet nice and even on the ground. All right, so in that wide stance, sorry, I'm moving around so you can see me a little bit better. In that wide stance, we're gonna go back down. Now we're gonna walk our hands out to a push-up plank position, but with that wide stance. We're gonna do 3 push-ups. You can still drop to your knees in this wide stance if you need. Once you've got 3 push-ups, we're gonna push into down dog with that wide stance. Then we're gonna inchworm our way back in. And move your feet in just a little bit. We're gonna come back out into another push-up position. We're gonna do 3 more push-ups. Then push into that kind of wider down dog. You can pedal your feet back around. Just move your feet in. Now let's bring your feet into what would be your squat position. And then let's inchworm our way back out. 3 more push-ups. After that third, push into down dog. And then we can pedal your feet around. You can change your stance to whatever feels comfortable here. You're gonna pedal those feet around. Really push yourself down and through with your hands. Feel your full hand on the ground, twisting in just like you would a push-up. Then we're gonna take our right foot, go next to our right hand. We're gonna drop the back knee to the ground, squeeze that back butt cheek, shove your hips down. And we're gonna go as far to the right as you can go. We're gonna go as far to the left as you can go with your hips. Keeping the belly button drawn in, keeping that trailing butt cheek flexed, wiggling around here. Now what I want you to do is you can pull that foot back or you can just lean into it. Trying to keep that full front foot on the ground. Lean in. We're just gonna get reps trying to push your knee as far to the ground as you can without the ankle collapsing and without the heel coming up. We're just gonna get some reps here. As you go, make sure that trailing butt cheek is flexed so we're still getting some hip work in there. And then let's go to the other side. So left foot next to the left hand. Drop that back knee to the ground. We're gonna start by rotating as far to each side as you can go. Check in, belly button should be drawn in. Trailing butt cheek should be flexed. As you hit end ranges that are tough for you, just try and breathe. Okay, let's lean into that front foot. And just think about getting reps. You're just trying to feel the full foot stay planted. You're just trying to use that ankle to its max range without forcing anything. Good to also note what feels tight. When you do this, if you feel like you're getting pinched in the front, maybe a band joint distraction. I've got videos on these things on movementlink.fit, but maybe a band joint distraction will be a good thing. If like Achilles or calf, if you feel different muscles stretching, then hitting those with some mobility work will be good. Okay, so since we're down on the ground, let's go ahead and get on all fours, screw your hands to the floor. Let's just move those shoulder blades around. So notice I'm not doing a cat-cow. I'm just keeping that back as neutral as I can and letting my shoulder blades move around. Now when I drop my chest down, I'm gonna shrug my shoulders up and push away. And I can also drop them down and then pull my shoulders down my back. Just trying to get some good shoulder blade movement in here. Let's go ahead and turn your hands around and lean back. Let's get into those forearms a little bit. You can lean back and go onto the fingers. But as you do this, try not to do anything goofy with those shoulders. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do 5 burpees. And we're gonna kind of work our way into a burpee progression where we can work on what we're gonna do with our arms. So what we're gonna do, since we're on the ground, let's go ahead and start completely on the ground. Check in on position. So butt cheeks squeezed, belly button drawn in, screwing your shoulders in the ground through those hands so your elbows are nice and tucked. We're gonna get into an arch position here, knees on the ground, and we're just gonna throw our butt up in the air and let our feet go with it. So we'll do that a couple times. Just throw your butt up, let your feet go with it, Okay, now on the next one, what I want you to do is just do the same thing. We're just gonna land in a jumping position. So throw that butt up and then bring your feet here. Okay, let's do that a few times here. So arch, snap, feet into a jumping position, back, arch, snap, feet into a jumping position. The important thing to realize here is that when I land, I'm really bent over here, okay? So this is gonna be important in the lateral burpee because when we're moving into this position, we're here. And so if I'm gonna use my arms to jump, then I've got to do a big old arm swing. But since we're here and our arms are already done, down, we can jam our elbows up and we can get a little pop. So let's try this for a second. Let's just bend over. Okay, from this position with your hands down, all I want you to do is jump, but use your elbows driving up to generate more power. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do 4 lateral burpees. When you come up, I want you jamming your elbows up to generate power. So arch, snap, jam your elbows up. We're not gonna have to do a ton of jumping on this one because the ruck is gonna be pretty low, but we are gonna need to jump. And just like if we're gonna jump as high as I could, if I jump without using my arms, I'm missing out on a ton of power. So even though these are small jumps, the more I can get those elbows involved is gonna be super, super helpful.